Hey everybody, super excited. Painting the gnome box and it's super cute. I love this little guy. This little butterfly gnome. Whoops. Super cute. I'm gonna work through the kinks so we can get these out. If it's right, they can go out tomorrow. If we have some adjustments to make, we're gonna have to fix those. So the original has this faded ombre from Tell Me About It down to hot pink. I'm not really sure I'm going to do all that today. Everybody in the gnome box uses their own color choices anyway. What's really important is how it goes together. So you have the beautiful wing cutout. You have the gnome body. And I want to point out that these are etched. Then you have the gnome overlay. Put it like that. Because I blew up the size of this gnome. So John went ahead and made it larger for me. And I believe, oopsie, I believe that all we have to do is offset the small one. We're gonna check it out. Boom. So I want to do that ahead of time so that it gets firms up. You know what I mean? So let me know, are you sneaking a peek? Are you at work and you're sneaking a peek, or are you not? I'm just gonna put this together and use some chip clips. Jeez, holy moly. It probably will get loud here in 20 minutes, just because Sabrina will be coming in from the workshop, just some midterms. So she's not working a full day today. And then the dogs like to just be, you know, problematic. I'm gonna go ahead and put mine directly in the center. There you go. And hopefully that'll be fine. So what I was noticing when I was doing the initial placement was that the wings have to be put a certain way. There has to be a little bit of room behind for the wings to hang out. Yay, did you give me a chunky nose? Okay, did they all get one nose? So my nose was like this, and I was like, nope, needs to be a little more chunky dunky. All right, let's get to painting. Use whatever colors you want. I'm going to go ahead. I really liked the Tell Me About It. You guys know that I love teal. I might fade down into, this one is Seafoam Villa Green. The Tell Me About It is one of our colors here, so. There we go. And maybe there'll be a little bit of Bahama blue, or I got that, but it's pretty bright. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. It would help if I picked up colors ahead of time, but that's just not who I am, and it takes me a little while to figure things out. John helped last night. That was kind of funny. Okay, I need a toothpick anyway. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead with these three colors. They work really well together. They're basically very close to the same family. Now that I'm seeing this one next to the Bluesy Goosey, I'm rethinking it just a little bit. So instead, I think we're gonna go ahead and do this one. Perfect. All right, so you can go ahead and use a paintbrush if you want, but because there's so many, so much scroll work on this, I'm thinking that could be problematic with our paintbrushes, so I'm gonna go ahead and sponge it. And I'm just going to go ahead and get online. In case you have any questions. So I'm gonna start at the top. So I get the question all the time, do I need to seal my work? And unless it's going outside, you typically don't need to unless you want to change the patina, the sheen. Let's go with sheen. Then you would. 7 comments. Okay, hi guys. Hey Shelly, how you doing? Brenda, aw, he will be awesome. He'll be really awesome. So it's not showing me everybody's comment yet. I can tell I have more, but just don't know that I wasn't trying to snub ya. I'm seeing this could be so glittery. Christy is to show up. She would be like in her mouth just a little bit. She doesn't like it. Angela doesn't like glitter. These are my friends and they don't like glitter. So I'm kind of drawing like this line across. There we go. So I woke up this morning to a text. Don't you love that the doctors can text you now? Reminding me, or actually the comment was, are you in our waiting area? If not, let us know if you'll be here soon. I was still in bed. It was a rough night last night. I worked really late on some designs. So my appointment was at 8:15. So I quickly got dressed and I made it in time. I made it all the way from Spokane Valley out in Micah to Liberty Lake. I don't know how, but you're allowed 10 minutes, you know, like to be late 10 minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna grab a fresh sponge. Don't you just love loosey goosey? Just gonna blend it up. We'll blend it down here in a second, just giving it its base coat. And it's okay if it's real blocky right now. Kind of really like that. I'm a little globby. Slow down. I spent the rest of the day doing some design work that was a little bit more challenging. It was a kid's, so I don't know why kids' designs are a little bit more challenging, other than you try to make them, you know, just a little simpler. Not so difficult. And so my brain is a little bit like mush right now. Woo. Give this as many coats as you want to feel like it's really where you need to be. Hey Brenda, how are ya? Ombre on the wings is what I'm thinking too. Yeah. You're doing really good with the ombre too, girl. So Donna, hi. I'd probably go really simple on today's beard because I already have several tutorials on how to make a very realistic beard, and I always include that with the handout for these if anybody's brand new. Okay, so now that I have a base coat on too, I can pull in from one color to the next. So I'm just gonna go right close to the light aqua, and then I'm just gonna come through with more aqua and I'm gonna blend up and down a little bit. You might not have added enough. You can also use your finger. There we go. I actually like that better. Woof. So I'm just brushing, did you see that I'm just brushing in to the wet paint? And it's just kind of leaving this streaky look. I just call it again. It's like, if you guys didn't know, we spend a fortune on ads. So it's like, what could they possibly want now? What could they possibly want now? And so I was thinking this, what is it called? Desert flower. And stay with me here. It's going to be quite the shock to the eye. I don't like it. I can paint over it. It's okay. But I'm okay with it because it's going to fade to the background. As soon as I put the next layer, that's what your eye is going to be drawn to. And then rinse, repeat. Only question is this pink and turquoise going to mix and make kind of a non-fan favorite color, if you know what I mean. Okay. Well, it's actually very cool. It's a very cool color. Don't fall in love with this background because you cover up 2/3 of it. Let me know, are you getting the Gnome box this month? Some people are in every month, and some, we give you the ability to pause. Some people pause theirs, like you guys didn't love, and I got the memo that you're kind of not wanting tiered trays. There's not as many tiered trays. So I'm like, made a note to myself, don't offer another tiered tray. Make sure you guys like the chunky designs, the fabulous, where I don't know, not all the little things. Okay, let me turn you around. Kind of a interesting, it's not quite tie-dye, it's not quite an ombre, but I'm very digging it. I'm gonna put it aside. If it was for me and not just a tutorial, I would completely add another layer or two, making it, you know, super cool. All right, I traded out the nose. If for some reason we screwed up and you get a small nose, just let me know. We'll ship one right off to you. Put in a little bubble wrap. Okay, here's my nose and here's my hands, and they're gonna be a different color than my flower and the center of my flower, which can be any color you want. So I don't have to paint these because I'm just gonna cover them up with the next layer, if that makes sense. Ta-da! Shelly, you're so cute. You know, it's just practice, practice, practice. Okay, so I don't need to do the brim again. Unless you want the practice, you're just gonna cover it up. So I gotta paint the antennae and the beard. And I think I'm just gonna do a super simple beard. I think I'm gonna do, I always do gray. I think I'm just gonna do white, or maybe cream. Yep. Oh, why? Well, it doesn't have to be white. It could be any color you want. I love my cream because it's not too dark. So I might just do it the cream color. So it's not bam, in your face, white. Did you catch last night where I told you guys how, I taught you guys how to make thicket? If there are other colors, I know some of you guys love other paint colors, so why? But it is nice to know how to make them at home, and send me those paint names so that I can spend a few minutes and mix them, and then get back to you on how to, what ingredients you're gonna need. Ingredients. Oops. I'm in here clicking, clicking, clicking. All right. I see there's a lot more comments than what are listed on my computer. Just a classic example of technology gone awry. I don't love the cream. If nothing else, the cream is an excellent base coat. We do have a video on our YouTube channel, and should be here, on how to make our butter. We call it buttermilk. Because if I call it buttercream, I'm salivating all day. Because there's nothing more. My little fat self, my little inside, we all have our little inside fat girl. She just loves the frosting from Costco. Just to eat the outside of the frosting on the cake from a birthday cake at Costco. And that's kind of what I was going for, that color, really light, not super white. Go ahead and get that as many coats as you want. You can put streaks in, you can use your paint sticks and put little curly cues, which is maybe what I'll do. Boy, Sabrina is really against paint pens. Have you heard her lately? Now you're taking Mom. Now, forgive me in my old eyes, but I could use all the little helperton tricks that I can possibly get. You just go right ahead. Okay, so the only thing is now my flower won't show very well if I'm doing a daisy. I'm not gonna do a daisy. Let's do a Gerber daisy. I'm gonna take some of our clementine. Aren't these cute? These big bottles were too much, except for white. The little bottles, not enough. And so I found these on Amazon, 32 bottles for like 18 bucks. So John can even have some for his hot sauces. He loves to make hot sauce. I am gonna amend the color a little bit, put a little bit of, I'm gonna grab this raspberry. Just to give it a brightness to it. I love to mix paints. The raspberry is beautiful, but it is a little bit transparent. All right. It's okay if you go into the hands because you have a hand overlay. What was that hesitation right there? I like this color a lot, but I was thinking, I don't have this color anywhere else, but it may be okay because of the wings being this funkalicious pink that I've got going on there. It could be just okay. The sale is completely over now. Actually, that's not bad. I do black for the inside button. Thanks everybody for taking advantage of the sale. It was a great weekend for us, and I spent the weekend helping my dad. My dad took us out to dinner, me and John. Left the kids at home. We did take Lula. Took Lula from shipping because she had to go see her sister. We very rarely have time to ourselves, you know what I mean? Okay, so I have every color on the plate needed to make skin tone. You can use brown and white, and I have for a long time, but you can also use cream or white. I have cream, some orange, and some pink, just to warm it up. You can always add some brown to it if you need more. All right, this might be a little on the orange side, people. Just keep playing with your paint till you're happy. If nothing else, it'll be a great base coat. I'll probably lighten this up quite a bit and maybe add a little bit more pink to it. I don't know, it's not too bad actually. I say make the same skin tone as the members of your family, whether it's paper white or I got a lot of orange tones, Mochalicious, whatever color you've got going on, do a little nod. I'm gonna wait and see what Shannon does. C-H-A-N-O-N. She's in Ireland right now. She's living the best life ever. Lisa, hey girl. I'm so glad you can hop on today. Hi. This is our gnome box. Actually, on the replay, the skin tone's not too bad, so I'm gonna wait and see how it turns out. Okay, I just have to do my antenna, and then this layer is done. And like I said, this is just a tutorial. I'll probably go back and spend a lot of time on him later because I love him so much. He needs a name. Buttercup? Give me your names for this butterfly gnome. I want to hear the best names. Okay, so that layer is done. This layer is done. Hold on a second. Okay, so I have to paint the hat and the feet. Hold on a second, I'm going back to my photos really quick. My feet are black, all black, that's easy peasy. And I don't like that hat color at all for the paint colors I picked this round. So, super simple. I'm just going up a little bit because the beard stops and you can see part of his feet. Let's take a bet on how long it's gonna be before I lose these stinking little caps, but they're necessary. Otherwise, when it's warm here, this, I'm gonna call it nipple, this nipple area, or valve area, let's call it that, dries out, and then there's always these clogs. Ta-da! So I just have to do the hat, and I wanna know how much overlap I have. Okay, so the way this works is, I'm not 100% sure why we didn't do those 3D, but I'm guessing because it's just, we're crazy. Okay, so hold on a second. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, let me think about the color choices I have. This would be a great time for me to reuse this rusty color of a flower. Let me see how it goes with this though. Or you could let this pink and rust color be your Papa colors and stay in the cool family. So we could do purple, lime green, might be a little bit much. We're gonna check it out. All right, hold on a second. You're just coming across now. Just clocked out. Donna Stitt and Cheryl, your comments are now just coming across, and those were the first ones that you put in there. Okay. I'm going to put the hands somewhere else and the nose. Sabrina was kind enough to run me a nose. I'm actually okay with that skin tone. All right. I'm stalling. You can tell I'm stalling, right? Okay. I may want to, no, they line up really good. I was gonna say I may want to paint my under antenna. You could do him, I was thinking you could do a bumblebee. And the wings kind of bumblebee black. There's so many different ways you can go, guys. So many different ways. Okay, I'll probably use a paint pen in here. So let's just pick out some colors. That's two matchy match. All right, hot pink. Ooh. I have a feeling that one won't make the cut. I'm gonna say ixnay on that dark purple. Here's some like plum, which is not bad. So what would I put with that? This one looks really bright. How about if we repeated, where's my light? So the best thing to do is just lay these out, see what you get. This one is a little bit too, see, I told you it'd get loud. There you go. He's so cute. Thank you. Okay, let me close this door. Is it Amazon? I personally put my dogs outside when I started recording, but I had help apparently. Okay. Okay, I'm pulling this one back in. Ladies, oh ladies. Okay, hold on a second. I'm also thinking like Seahawks green, which do I have any here? Of course not. Yes, I do. I have some Seahawks green. And, or I could just kind of go neutral. Oh boy, some days, you know, it's hardest when I really love something. It really is. When I really love something, then it's hardest because I don't want to screw it up. Though the orange would look pretty nice, actually. Would be a nod to this. Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, then I'd be repeating that, so that'd be okay. All right, here we go. So maybe I will do this rust color I made and the clementine. I'll make all the mistakes so you don't have to, people. Let's do that. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna make some more. It's just our clementine. I know I stood up. Oop. And our raspberry, which is a paint party color that we have. Okay, here we go. We're just gonna mix it up. Boop. I'm just gonna go for it. Oh, I probably put way too much orange in. Looks like it. Instead of all the good raspberry stuff. Ta-da! There we go. Okay, let's see. I think I'll do this on the outside, and I'm just gonna double check that that's, yeah, I like it. A little bit different. I'm gonna try really hard not to get it inside my paint line, my score lines, because orange doesn't have a lot of covering ability. It's very transparent. And I was gonna actually see if I have an orange, and I do. That's similar in color. So I'm gonna go down here also. It works better with a angle brush. I have one right here. It may be too big because John has not replaced mine. Tossed him out. How dare he? Hope you guys had a great Cinco de Mayo. I fell asleep. I literally said to John, oh, I'm really tired after the recording last night. I said, I'm just gonna sit down here. Dinner's on the table. I'll be up in just a minute. No, I wasn't up just a minute. Didn't wake up until the doctor's office called. Yeah, angle brushes are great. This one's a smidge big, but I'm just really leaning on that corner tip quite a bit. Probably going to require several coats. So I'll have to come back later and add that. You know what the world needs is a glitter machine where you can make, it's $1 million idea right there, where you could put in your fine glitter with your color choice and make your, custom glitter at home. Michaels, if you're watching. Martha Stewart, if you're watching. Still mad about those sponges, but you know how you can make it up to me? Let's put our brains together. Glitter machine. We all maybe will be able to retire. All right. So honestly, you come back here, you give it several coats. Looks on the replay, it looks a little Christmassy red. But I'm gonna go in with my paint pen that's orange, and that will pull the orange out. It'll trick your eye, be like, there's no red in this. It's orange. And if I hate it, well, I hate it. And it's just paint. I'll just paint over it. I want a little bold. Might be cool to put that color in there. I have one like it. All right, so I know I said I'd do orange, but then I don't have orange anywhere, and I do like Your brain likes to see a little bit of patterns. Doesn't have to be too much. I don't know, this one may be better. Nope, that's peach. Oh, that's bright. All right, it was a good idea, but I think I'm just going to, I guess I could just paint it. Why don't we try it? I'll try this coastal, right? Nope. Desert flower. I'll try it. If I don't like it, I'll paint over it. That's not hard. Cheryl's in the house. I can't believe you clocked out already. How can you clock out? Maybe you start really early. I don't remember. Some of you guys might prefer to outline with a small paintbrush first. It's a large space, so if you have any experience with cutting in with your paintbrush, that would be helpful. Ooh, there's a lot of color going on here. Okay, so I'm just gonna lay that there. Just like that. Lay that there. Of course, it's gonna be very neutralized. Doesn't stink completely, but sometimes, are you leaving? Okay, have fun. You home for dinner? Okay. Oh, she'll be home for dinner. She's gonna like what we're having tonight. I am the best, kids. Oh, Donna, by the way, if you're still on, Sabrina's come up and whispered in my ear several times today what you said your kids whispered in your ear last night on the live. Oh my gosh. And it's creepy in person. Oh my gosh. I just say maybe they thought they were being sweet, or maybe they knew that it was a little on the creep factor side. Ta-da! In fact, I hear her down there right now. I bet she's going to text it to me. We have fun on Monday nights. If you're not coming in on Monday nights, you're missing out. Mr. John's here. Last night, Sabrina was here too. It was a family event. Let's see. Hold on. Let's just go with that. Get that up where it needs to be. Oh, kind of. Oh, that's funny. All these are coming in, so the comments are coming in now. Can you see my comments? If not, I'll move on yellow. Oh, hi Wanda. No, I couldn't see your comments because the streaming's behind. I didn't do yellow, but you can do yellow. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know, we just switched modems, I guess you call it. I'm not really well versed in the whole internet stuff. I know just enough to get in trouble. So what the heck? Okay, hold on a second. Let me line this up just a little bit better. And I'm wondering, hold on a second, that lines up with that. Okay, there we go. Oof. Okay, there we go. I would recommend that you paint the back of the beard There's just, mine has a little bit of line off, and I don't know if it's because sometimes the computer does a little, the computer does what the computer does. There we go. It'll look multi-dimensional. Might just be how I'm lining this up. Okay, up. I'll line it up with that. Yeah, it's just multi-dimensional. There we go. Okay, so the brim. I think if I do it black, it might be the way to go to help dull that down. And remember, dots and stuff help too. I could just do this color, but I've already used it. Hold on, I'm getting there. I'm just gonna do black, and then I'm gonna do some dots. I'm a sucker for black background and polka dots. Here we go. And it'll just look like it's the antenna area. And it'll calm it down a little bit anyway. So I'll be sure to tell my people to paint that bottom layer. Of course, this is the prototype. Here we go. And where's my nose? Yeah, that black probably was the way to go. Oop, I got a little smudge on my nose. What I do? Of course I do. There we go. All right, so I'm just gonna paint all these layers, add my lovely details, and I really wanna see how it's gonna go in the stand. I wanna line it up exactly so you guys know where you're gonna need to be for the stand. Oh, Lula from shipping. She did not run enough today, that's for sure. Okay, this is the glue I like. It's Type On Quick and Thick, but honestly, use your favorite. Now she's hearing me thump. I'm going in. I feel like I painted enough. There we go. Perfect. Okay, giddy up. I'll move from the back forward. I think I'm gonna just go ahead and paint all this cream in case there's any peekaboo coming through. Things are computer cut, but sometimes, you know what I mean? Sometimes there's a little glitch. And I want to dry this for a while because glue doesn't work very well when the paint is wet. And then of course your wood doesn't love getting super wet, so I do want to take a fresh sponge, take off the extra. This is just me, not recommended, just me. Dope. All right, so real quick, let me get the stand. So the way this is gonna work, let me turn this around, is that, so this is where I really wanted you guys to see the recording, is he fits in the stand, but if you go too low with the butterfly wings, it's gonna keep them from, his feet, from actually going into the slot. Does that make sense to you? So I line it up. Should take a photo. Okay, I line it up. I'm just gonna pull it right off. Maybe make a little mark where you need to put the where you need to put it back. Okay. So now I know exactly where I'm going to put it. So I'm going to add some glue to the back of my gnome, or you could do it, I just don't know how much. So it just irritates me when I don't know how much. So I'm just gonna actually put some right here in the teal section. Get a bigger sponge. I woke up to big old turkeys outside my window this morning. Okay, here we go. Because if I put the glue on him, it oozed through the holes. I'm gonna go this way just a bit. And then keep an eye on the movement, the glide. I call it the glide. So I know right where I need to put that because I marked it down. You can weigh this down for a few minutes if you want. You might do that while I'm working on the other thing. Here you go. Let's move it over. Make sure nothing moved. Weigh it down, use your chip clips. I've got those right here. You almost need a piping bag for your stuff. And I'm gonna make sure I'm not below, nope. Make sure you're not below your feet. Your feet have to be able to go in those holes, guys. Okay, could put some glue up there, but that's okay. All right, so let's go ahead and glue this guy together, and then we'll put them all together. Here it is. Ta-da! So if you're new, welcome. We do a Gnome box every other month. It is a membership. It's inexpensive. I think it's $24.95. And we don't release this design for a full year. So if you like this design, the only way to get this from us is in the Gnome box membership. And you can always pick and choose, meaning you can stop. There you go. I need to go up a little bit. You can pause your membership if you didn't like what we had happen in that month. Some of you guys like it all. Some of you guys are very choosy. And we want to help facilitate you getting what you want. Okay, here we go. Ta-da! Watching out for that nose. If I went with a really dark beard, I could have done a daisy. But what's not fun about a Gerber daisy? Which is what set the tone for the back of our butterfly. So we have any names for this guy? Norm, Petunia, Penelope. Ta-da! All right, let's go ahead and get him put together. Watching out for that glide. Kind of wish I would have gone a little darker with my beard that shows underneath. Maybe John just made that special for me. Here you go. Now that glob is too much. That would encourage a glide happening. The Ouija board glide that happens when you use too much glue. I love this glue, but after about half the bottle's gone, it is a little frustrating to apply. I'm going to line up my antennas, and everything else isn't as important. Come on, antennas. I do like that 3D beard look. Kind of wish I would have gone darker, like a shadow. All right, hold on. I feel like touch those up a little bit. Really liking it. I can't wait till I do polka dots. Okay. I'm gonna give that a second to dry. Weigh it down. Oh, I got a soda. Weigh it down. And then we'll get it into our stand. Now the stand can be any color you want. I wouldn't recommend you leave it au naturel. The paint helps protect the wood. I glued it together a little bit ago. So I want to make sure you know that the glue dots are very helpful in, do I have any here? In the slots, in tabs and slots, when it comes to the wood crafts, glue dots are very helpful in getting something to stay. Well, that was a big old cluster, huh? Well, you watch because it's a show. Hold on, I thought I brought some in. I'm not seeing it. Okay. So what I can do is if there's a little bit of tilt to the back or to the front, I can glue dot these. There we go. It is incredibly heavy. There you go. And it's resting on its wings back here. So you could put a glue dot there. I typically put glue dots right inside of the tab to help hold him up because he's really top heavy. Well, he stays, but with the glue dots, he'd stay back a little bit. Hopefully that makes sense. Anyway, I hope you like him. I'm gonna work out all the little designing tricks today and finish painting him. But look for these to go ahead and ship in about 2 days. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye-bye.